Well, after a month of uncertainty, Abiy Ahmed is now set to become the new Prime Minister of Ethiopia. He'll be sworn in on Saturday, making him Ethiopia's third Prime Minister. His appointment comes after former Prime Minister Hailemariam Desalegn's resignation. The incoming Prime Minister was the chairman of the Oromo People's Democratic Organization. Ethiopia's Oromia region has seen unrest as members of the Oromo claim political and economic marginalization. Abiy Ahmed is the first Oromo Prime Minister in 27 years. He now acts as the chairman of the EPRDF, the Ethiopian ruling party. Well, let's get some more insights and perspectives on these changes in Ethiopia. Dr. Francis Onditi joins me in studio. He is an international relations expert from the School of International Relations and Diplomacy at Riara University here in Nairobi. Dr. Onditi, what do we know about Abiy Ahmed and in particular his journey to this powerful position as Prime Minister?
First of all, I think we need to appreciate it's a big celebration in Africa when we see young people coming into the helm of leadership, especially at the epicenter of Africa, that is Ethiopia. Now, Abiy Ahmed, I think it's one of the youngest leader in Africa, just at 42, being the Prime Minister of one of the most powerful country in Africa. It's a big applaud. We know that Abiy has a lot of respect among the Oromo people, where he has served in different capacities. Actually, the latest being the chairman of the Oromo People's Democratic Front or party organization, which means that he is directly embedded within the larger party, which is the Ethiopian, political party. So his journey has been interesting because when you look at his life of reforms, agitating for reforms, even when the Oromo people were really agitating for the change that has come their way, I think he was one of the frontier in terms of when will this largest population of Ethiopian people get into leadership?
Of course, it's very significant that he is from the Oromo ethnic group. There's been a lot of unrest in the past few years leading up to this moment, the community saying that they have been marginalized. Do you think his rise to power will quell that unrest?
Yeah, I think Ethiopia has shown Africa one of the leading, or rather one of the best way of resolving ethnic-related political challenges, which is being in a position to share power, in a country that is deeply divided along ethnic lines. The Oromo, of course, we know it makes up to about 42% of the population out of 100 million people. That means around 35 million are the Oromo. So they have a lot of stake in the politics of that country. Now, Ahmed being from that community, it means that in one way or another, he has actually resolved the problem. We are likely to see actually, calm down among the Oromo people, because the agitation was they needed a share of the national cake. Now, having one of their own being the leader, we are expecting perhaps even people who have been bundled into jails might actually be released. And the people of Oromo are likely to feel part and parcel of the government.
And Dr. Onditi, what else do you expect as far as his leadership legacy or his leadership approach might be? I mean, you've mentioned this is a much younger leader than ones that have come before him, a man of Oromo ethnicity, a man who's been agitating for reform. So how differently will he lead when you compare him to Meles Zenawi or Hailemariam Desalegn?
I think this is the right time for Ethiopia to really to showcase in terms of leadership in Africa. Being a robust leader, being a reformist, being somebody who already has a lot of trust among the Oromo people. And don't forget the Oromo people, these are people who really are revolutionists. They are people who had a lot of share in fighting for the sovereignty of that country. So the kind of respect and trust Ahmed is going to get, not just from the Oromo people, but all the tribes, Amharic, the Tigris, and all other people from northwest, all directions. It's going really to create an avenue for economic development. We are likely to see actually a lot of calm and perhaps being a young person, we might see an opening for real democratic space in that country, because you know that it's quite been difficult in Zenawi's time, even Hailemariam's time, you know, issues of human rights, issues of democratic platforms who are not very much open to the society.
Yes.
But with the young Ahmed, we are likely to see that openness of democracy and perhaps also the vibrancy of a young person, maybe trying to really make the potential of Ethiopia as an epicenter of Africa blossoming and showing the way for the rest of Africa.
Well, indeed. Great expectations on the young Dr. Ahmed. Thank you very much, Dr. Francis Onditi, here with us in studio on Ethiopia's new leader.